How you going, guys? Aaron from Working About here, and today we're talking about outback comms. Righto, so for you that don't know much about outback comms, pretty much all it is a plug and play 12, 24 volt setup for your Starlink. It is it can be a little bit of a DIY adventure, but also you can get the company to cut your dish. So pretty much you take your standard dish and you get it cut, and you can put it gets put inside this chopping board looking housing. This little housing gets mounted to the roof of your canopy or your dog box, mounted to a truck or a machine. That's the main thing they're designed for. So the setup is mainly for people who are actually traveling or more working and living remotely rather than holidaying, I'm guessing. So you have full access to your Starlink all the time. So this is called a Rugged One kit. Now it comes with your power cable, what's straight to an Anderson plug, that's handy. And then this is your router. So you plug your power into your router. This is going to get fixed in the canopy somewhere, and then we're going to run this lead. This lead actually will connect up into the dishy. This is where the once I cut the Starlink panel, it will get fitted in here. And then we also got a external antenna for a bit of a booster for it. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much all I know about it. I know bugger all, but pretty much we're just gonna slice and dice our Starlink panel up. Now I end up getting, you can get a panel through outback comms, but I end up getting one through Starlink. I just got a refurbished one. Yeah, I left it too late to jump on the Starlink bandwagon, so I end up getting one. I think it was $300 for a refurbished panel. So end of the day, it should do the same job. Righto, well, we'll get into it. First off, I'm probably going to mark out and cut this panel so it fits, and then we'll go from there. Righto, so with us marking and cutting out this panel, so pretty much we're just going to be separating the back from the front face of it. Now it's got to be, I think it's got to be 22 mil up, we got to cut it. So if you get a roll of your standard electrical tape, get your pen, I'll just put a mark there like so. I measured it and it was about 22 mil to there, so all I'm going to do is pretty much hold my pen, mark me line around it. Obviously as I go I'll just double check it all, but that's a quick and easy rough way to do it. But yeah, I don't think it has to be spot on. Righto, so I checked out the instructions, and yeah, pretty much it was 21 mil. Pretty much the same thing, get a block or something and trace it around. It says put some tape down on the face, so preventing getting damaged or scratched while you're doing it, but all I did is I just used the card what actually comes in the Starlink, so it doesn't get scratched up, but same. Anyway, throw the grinder on him and see how we go from there. Fingers crossed, hopefully it doesn't muck it up too much. Righto, so now we're onto the back piece where the wires come into. So all it says is to get a chisel, put a flat blade screwdriver, put it under and break the mounts. I should break off from there. And now that just exposes the motor for, we usually when the Starlink chases the satellites and your cables. So I'm pretty sure that the motor, obviously we don't do nothing with that. I'll just look at these instructions, and yeah, it's pretty much just pull the cables back. Look at that, I didn't even know that unplugged. Pull this housing out, and that will pull and expose your plug. And then I'm guessing you just unclip this. Oops, just broke that one. And then there, it comes out. And we'll just pull that cable back. And I'm pretty sure this is the main part we need to, once we put the panel in. So I'm guessing all this goes probably to the bin. Rightio, so now we've got our little chopping board housing looking thing. And yeah, it's got 1,000,001 screws around the outside, so we'll just quickly rattle these out and have a look. We'll just suss it out, see how the panel sits, and then we'll go to mount it. There you have it. It surprisingly, it's pretty snug in there. I don't know. It's got a little bit of rattle into it, but I don't think it's too short. But it's definitely not too high. It seems like. So that's it's a bonus. But yeah, it's got this O-ring around the outside. When I first opened it up, it had a bit of sporf in there from the CNC machine, I'm guessing. And yeah, I'm gonna give it a blow out. The O-ring popped out, but it should be right. All I got to do is I actually got to countersink some holes in here, so when I mount it to the canopy, my screws won't be touching the Starlink panel, so that should be hopefully nice and flush. I'm going to do 4 screws in it, and then also I'm going to put some Sikaflex on the bottom. Rightio, so I'll be going to be using these little, I don't even know what they are, Starbit Allen key looking things, screws. They've got stainless steel, so I'll be using those to go through. It's going to drill me holes, and then I'm going to countersink them. But there's another thing that they recommended to do. When you remove your lid, make sure before you pull the screws out, make sure you put a mark on it, so you know which way the lid actually goes back down on it. Because I'm guessing that the screw holes are probably not even all the way around, or they don't actually match all the way around. So don't forget to whack a bit of a mark on that one. Yeah, so I got me 4 holes drilled, and I put some dabs of Sikaflex down, as well as I put a little bit of Sikaflex on top of the holes. Rather be So I'd rather put more down than not enough. So I'll whack all these in. Make sure I put it the right way around. Righto, so we got the bottom half of the dishy mounted. Now we're going to go with the router. I'm thinking probably just going to mount it on the wall there, just above the fridge, so when we put the power, the cables through to the dishy, just go straight up through the corner, and that can run across the top of the canopy and then over to the dish. No worries. Righto, we'll get into it and drill a couple more holes in the roof and put a couple of plugs in. Righto, so one of those things they don't tell you, especially when I actually spoke to them on the phone a few times, that it's a plug and play kit. You know, I know I was under the impression it's literally you get all the right gear for you to plug it in, but that's not the, it's not definitely not the outcome. So what you actually got to do is, because this little plug here goes to your Starlink dish, and this one here came out of the bottom of your Starlink and went to your lead. So on the kit, it actually, they use these, I think they're RJ45 plugs, like internet plugs. So little did they say, you actually got to cut this and you actually got to fit a plug onto it, and I'm assuming you're supposed to need the right tools for the job, but because they never said anything about it, especially when I actually rang them up and spoke to them on the phone about it, so I feel a little bit a little annoyed about it, but I suppose we're going to give it a go. And also they got us another little stopper there to replace this one I had to cut off. So what I'll end up doing is I'll cut it off side once it's all hooked in, put a new stopper on it. Oh well, so there we go, but I don't have the right crimpers for these plugs, so no, all I can do is try. I'm guessing that's why they got two in there, so if you do muck up, try it again. Righto, we give it a go. Righto, after a fair bit of mucking around, I finally got it in. So if I'm going to have any dramas, any problems with the system, I say this will be it, but I followed their little instructions, and yeah, pretty much the best I can. So I ended up watching a YouTube video, handy as in it. Once I pushed it all in, I just got a little tiny flat screwdriver and then just seated the little clips. All they do is you push them down and they splice into the wire. So, well, fingers crossed, hopefully that that's all good, because yeah, then this will plug into this waterproof connector, and then yeah, the outback comms setup will plug into this. So yeah, so pretty much I'm going to get it all up and running and all set up and all that before I put the lid of the dishy on, just in case there's a problem. So, but other than that, if there's going to be a problem, I say the problem's going to be in the joiner I just done. So anyway, so here we go. Well, it's the best excuse ever. We lost the last half of the video for this, but doesn't matter, because we'll fast forward a couple of months now. So we had the unit in the canopy for 8 months, had no dramas with the using it and working. We ran it for 3.5 months non-stop. We just had the car plugged into mains power to keep the battery topped up all the time, because it does draw 5 amps, so she runs the battery down pretty quick when you run it 24/7. But the only problems that we had with the outback comms unit so far is the end plates, the mounting brackets. They're actually plastic, and they end up getting, I don't know, was it too hot maybe, but it ended up warping and cracking, and on the other side end up breaking off. The unit was getting pretty hot fitted into the canopy, but what we did is we ended up just getting some little nuts and just spacing it out from the wall, so there was a nice gap to let breeze through, so it run a bit cooler. So that worked well, but other than that, it's been a good unit. The downside to it is, I got onto Outback Comms about this, and they said that they were sending some replacement ends out for us, but I had to call them 4 times over 2 months to chase it up. They're very, very slow at processing stuff so far. I don't know if it's they're busy or what, but the last time I ended up calling, I got onto a bloke up, and he was very, very helpful, and what he ended up doing is he didn't muck around. He knew what I was talking about straight away, and he sent us down a new one. So this is the newer version of the Outback Comms unit. They're pretty much the same size. The ends on them are now aluminium, and the only thing you got is you got 2 extra ports. So I don't know what that fella is there, I'm guessing that's your dash switch. So pretty much with the old unit, we just took out the internet plug or whatever it is, the JB45 thing, and then they literally just unscrew the caps, connect straight in. Other than that, it's pretty simple. But apparently this one here has got a bigger router in it, so it was really good of them to just send a whole new unit down. So today I pretty much just got to get the old one, throw it in the post and send it back to them. But overall, we're really happy with the unit. It was a little bit of stuff around at the start when we first got it, but I actually spoke to the owner, I think it's Jason, and I explained it to him, and he actually said that we were missing some bits and pieces out of the kit. What apparently was meant to have a pre-made cable what plugged straight in, instead of us cutting and joining and stuff like that. But apparently now the kit's a lot better and more user friendly, I guess. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the unit, and it done the job really well. But yeah, I'd recommend them. The downside to it is, yeah, just their processing times are pretty long to get units out, and yeah, I called them about a few things and they've been helpful over the phone, but getting the wheels in motion was pretty slow on sending stuff out. But I guess you get that, especially for a company what's kind of started up and it's actually taken off a fair bit. But anyway guys, hopefully that was a bit of a help to you about that Outback Comms unit. I'm happy with it so far, but I suppose time will tell how good it is. Thanks again.